All right, here we are. Story time. Antidepressants nearly killed me. Okay, well, this is not a very light topic. It's a pretty heavy topic, but maybe I will be using some humor to try and alleviate things, because clearly, if you're even watching this, you've probably been through some shit too. Anyways, the story starts. Well, it starts a long time ago, but that depression story was probably about a year. I started going on antidepressants about a year ago. I think for about 6 months previously, I was kind of on and off depressed, but I was always feeling some kind of negative emotion, whether it was anxiety or fear. But then it became just depression. So then I was like, oh, light bulb, I can take antidepressants. So I went on antidepressants and they didn't, it took a very long time for them to work, basically. I was kind of losing hope. Actually, I think it took about 2 months. Around the 2-month mark, something happened. I was depressed already, and I was having suicidal thoughts already. I was having suicidal thoughts, however, I didn't have the will inside to kill myself. I didn't have that, like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I kind of just was having these thoughts, and I was having a lot of thoughts, but I didn't have it in me, you know? I didn't have it in me. Until something happened after around 2 months on the antidepressant. I remember I was just extremely depressed. And I was just having my regular day. I think I was going to the sauna, which is nice. And my mind, something happened with my mind. I suddenly had this inundation of suicidal thoughts. Like every 2 minutes, I had a suicidal thought. I don't want to be here. I want to kill myself. Every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes. And it was paired with these like extreme negative emotions, depression, whatever. But basically, I had a few days where my mind was non-stop suicidal thoughts. And I'm a very special person because I don't think like a regular human. I'm very spiritual and I really don't think. If a thought comes up, it's because a thought comes up out of nowhere. Kind of like, you know, when you have those random thoughts like, it's a nice day today. It just comes out of nowhere. So, and I still have thoughts, but I don't actively think. I don't like think about my problems. I just don't do that because I find it doesn't serve me. Instead, I'm conscious of my breath. And I just keep returning to the breath. So even though I don't think, it wasn't like me planning my suicide in my head. It was literally me holding on to dear life while my head went crazy with its own suicidal thoughts. So basically, this lasted a few days. It lasted a few days until I really, really lost the will to live. I remember going to sleep one night and I remember just thinking, I have nothing left. If one thing goes wrong tomorrow, I'm gonna kill myself. Like, I literally was so low and I had nothing left. There was like, the rope that had been holding me had like 2 frays. It was like 2 frays left and I just knew it's gonna snap. Like, I actually didn't have it in me anymore. And to my merit, it literally took me a year of like hell before I made it to that point. I'm a very strong girl. Like, I'm extremely strong. It was just like, I was actually around 2 years of just hell, things like just horrible things. And then I finally made it to that point, to that rock bottom of, okay, I really don't want to be alive anymore. So I'm at that point. Part of me is thinking I need to go back to the hospital. I had already spent some time in a mental hospital because of schizophrenia and catatonia. So I had just come out of the hospital anyways. But basically, a part of me was thinking, the part that was trying to save my inner child was thinking, this girl needs to be put in a hospital so she does not harm herself. And then there's another part of me that was thinking, how many sleeping pills do I have? Like, let's get this shit done. Which is really horrible. Yeah, I know, that's really, really bad. And it's also bad that they gave me sleeping pills. They gave me I had two full tabs of sleeping pills and also Oxypax, which is an anti-anxiety. And I was clearly somewhat vulnerable because I had just spent time in a mental hospital, and they literally walked me out with these two, a bag of sleeping bags and sleeping pills and Oxypax. But anyways, that's another story. That shouldn't have happened either. But I just basically really wanted to kill myself. I was at that point, I was like, okay, whatever. But thankfully something in me clearly didn't want to kill myself, because instead I called my mom. My mom had left and I was alone at home, which made everything worse. If you've ever been that low, just having people around you to support you helps you so much. And if you're that low and you're on your own, it really can spiral. Anyways, I was having these crazy suicidal thoughts. My depression was even worse than usual. It was just really, really mind-numbing. I could not stand one more second of it. And also I was feeling anxiety, I was feeling fear. It was just really bad. So thankfully I called my mum and I was like, Mum, help me. I'm gonna kill myself. Crying. I was crying. I was like, I don't know what to do. I need help. She says, you have to go to the hospital. And I was like, yeah, I agree. We're going to go to the hospital. So then I make it to the hospital. That day my dad came, and then he took me to the hospital. I made it to the hospital, whatever. And then I get to the hospital and I'm still having these crazy suicidal thoughts, so much. And the woman who's interviewing me to put me in the hospital, she says oh yeah, you didn't know that? That's a really common side effect of going on antidepressants. It increases suicidal thoughts a lot. It can increase suicidal thoughts a lot. And I'm like, hello, someone could have told me that. I was literally about to kill myself. She's like, yeah, it should pass in a few weeks, in a week. She said, oh yeah, in about a week it should pass. And I'm like, okay, thank you. But at this point my hope was really low, and I was just really hoping that it was gonna pass. Really, really, really hoping. Anyways, I get to the hospital. I'm put in the hospital. I make it to the hospital. And I think for about 2 more days, I was just having the worst suicidal thoughts. I literally was thinking, how can I kill myself in this room? Can I literally hide myself from, it was as though it was not me. It was something in my mind just went crazy. Anyways, so then it was maybe about 2 more days of hell, intense hell. And I've been through hell, but that was 1 week of hell. Seriously, I would applaud anyone who would get through that week, still alive. I honestly, I know that the mind is to be ignored. And I know that I literally don't go down mind spirals. I watch my thoughts like sailboats. So I genuinely believe, and this is not to hype myself up, but I literally believe if this happened to anyone else, anyone I know, they would have killed themselves. The fact that I ignore my thoughts and I don't see truth in my thoughts meant that even for me doing that and being conscious of every breath I breathe, I nearly killed myself. Like, if this happened to anyone else, I genuinely believe they would have killed themselves. So, thankfully, it was that one more day of hell. And then thankfully, literally like a switch, I went to feeling completely neutral, and I went to having like barely any suicidal thoughts, just like maybe 1 or 2 a day. And the depression was gone. I was feeling neutral. I was not feeling any emotions. My suicidal thoughts were totally fine, totally manageable, like 1 or 2 a day, like maybe a few a day, but I know how to ignore them. And then it stayed like that, and it's been like that for the last 8 months or so. So basically, what happened to me was that antidepressant, going on an antidepressant, increased my suicidal thoughts to an extent that I literally nearly killed myself. I had to be institutionalized. So why am I posting this video? It's a warning. If you start antidepressants, just know if something crazy happens like this, if your suicidal thoughts increase, firstly, get yourself to a hospital, because it will pass in a week or 2. And secondly, it will pass in a week or 2. Just hold on, be conscious of your breath until it goes away. And the doctors should be warning, like, everyone who starts an antidepressant. Everyone who starts an antidepressant should be told your suicidal thoughts might increase. It will pass. If someone had told me that, I would have known what was happening. I would have still gone to the hospital, but I would have known. I would have said, okay, this will pass. Instead, I thought that was literally, my life was so bad, the antidepressant isn't working, and I'm gonna kill myself. Instead, if I changed my mind, if I had known, I would have thought, oh, this is actually the antidepressant working. This is actually a good day. So yeah, I cannot believe that happened to me, and that hug to me, that like I made it through. Thank God I'm alive. Now I'm very happy to be alive. And this is also like, if you're suicidal and you're not on antidepressants, get yourself on antidepressants. Don't be scared too, because of this video. Just know that it might make things worse for a week or so, but it's definitely worth it in the long run to go on antidepressants. And also take this as a video of hope, that if you are suicidal, you have been that low, you can make it out the other end, because I'm now truly out the other end. I enjoy my life now. Every day I'm pretty happy, and I love doing the things that I do. So I'm happy to be alive. I'm seriously happy to be alive. So know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, but know that if you're going to go on antidepressants, be warned. Be warned. And if your doctor doesn't tell you, tell them. Say, by the way, is this true? I saw someone said on the internet it can increase suicidal thoughts. Because you should tell me things like that. Say it like that. Anyways, but then give them love, because everyone deserves love. I love you. I hope this video helped you a little bit. If you're going on antidepressants, just like be warned, this probably won't happen to you. I don't know why it happened to me, but maybe it happened to me so I could share this and help other people. All right, I love you. Bye.